Under the blinding shimmer of studio lights, where flashes freeze moments and lenses hunt for perfection, one woman has emerged not as an illusion of flawlessness, but as a revolution in motion. Her name echoes across timelines and hashtags. Zanny Vantova, a curvy model, influencer, and fearless voice reshaping how beauty is seen, spoken about, and celebrated. Before we journey into her story, take a moment to subscribe to Sweet Model's World, a channel that celebrates confidence, courage, and the women rewriting the story of modern beauty. Because here, we don't just admire models, we uncover the hearts, dreams, and resilience behind their success. Zanny Vantova's story begins far from the glamour of photo shoots and runways. It begins in an ordinary home, in a world where beauty often meant restriction, where young girls were taught to shrink, to fit, to conform. But Zanny was born with an extraordinary sense of curiosity. Even as a child, she saw beauty in color, texture, and movement. While others followed trends, she created her own. She wasn't raised in luxury, and her first photos weren't captured by professional cameras. They were self-portraits, raw, authentic, and filled with spirit. Zanny didn't grow up believing she would one day be an influencer. She grew up believing she could be herself, and that was more than enough. As a teenager, she struggled with body image like so many young women do. Fashion magazines at the time painted beauty as something narrow, tall, thin, and often distant. Zanny would look in the mirror and wonder why no one on those covers looked like her. But what others saw as imperfection, she began to see as individuality. That realization changed everything. One afternoon, she made a decision that would change the trajectory of her life. She opened her phone, took a deep breath, and posted a picture of herself online. No filters, no apologies. She wore her favorite outfit, one that celebrated her curves instead of hiding them. In that moment, she wasn't seeking attention. She was claiming her identity. At first, the likes came slowly, but the comments told a story. "You're beautiful. Thank you for sharing this. I needed this today." What began as a single act of courage sparked a community. Zanny started posting regularly, each photo a declaration that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. Her Instagram wasn't a gallery of glamour, it was a movement of self-acceptance. The world began to notice. As her audience grew, so did her vision. Zanny realized she could use her platform not only to showcase fashion but also to challenge its limits. She began collaborating with photographers and stylists who believed in diversity. Together, they created images that were both art and advocacy. Her curves weren't something to retouch. They were her signature, her symbol. Fashion brands that once overlooked models, like her, began to call. Campaigns, features, sponsorships, opportunities flowed in. But through it all, Zanny stayed grounded. She knew fame was fleeting, but influence, real influence, came from connection. Her captions became motivational notes. Her stories became lessons. She shared not just outfits, but emotions, days when she felt unstoppable and days when she struggled to love herself. That honesty became her superpower. One of her most viral posts wasn't about an expensive outfit or a lavish photo shoot. It was a mirror selfie captioned, "I used to hate this reflection. Now I see power." It was simple, but it resonated deeply. Thousands of women reposted it, echoing her message. Zanny became a role model, not because she was perfect, but because she was real. Behind every powerful woman is a storm she has learned to dance through, and Zanny's journey was no exception. There were critics, people who didn't understand that confidence is not arrogance but liberation. Some told her she was too bold, too much, too visible. But she refused to dim her light. Instead, she transformed every negative comment into motivation. For her, success was not about proving others wrong. It was about proving herself right. She believed that confidence wasn't inherited. It was built, one brave choice at a time. There were nights when she doubted herself, when she felt the weight of comparison and expectation. But every morning, she returned to her purpose. She reminded herself that her platform was bigger than her fears. It was about the people watching, the young girls who needed to see someone who looked like them living unapologetically. Her photos started appearing in digital magazines. She collaborated with inclusive fashion lines, highlighting brands that celebrated real bodies. She brought life to campaigns for swimwear, activewear, and luxury fashion, showing the world that elegance and confidence have no size. But Zanny's influence wasn't limited to fashion. She used her growing platform to talk about mental health, self-care, and empowerment. She reminded her followers that loving yourself isn't a one-time event, it's a lifelong practice. In one heartfelt video, she shared, "Some days, you'll feel like you're not enough. But remember, even on your hardest days, your worth doesn't shrink." That line became a mantra among her followers. The world began to recognize Zanny not just as an influencer, but as a voice of a generation that values authenticity over perfection. She represented something millions craved: relatability. Fashion editors started calling her the face of modern beauty. She graced online covers, featured in digital campaigns, and walked shows where every step she took felt like history in motion. Each runway moment was more than a walk. It was a message that beauty is boundless and confidence is revolutionary. What makes Zanny Vantova unforgettable isn't her fame, but her philosophy. She believes fashion is not about hiding flaws, but highlighting uniqueness. Her wardrobe choices often reflect her spirit: colorful, daring, and unafraid. Whether she's wearing a sleek black dress or a flowing bohemian gown, her confidence transforms fabric into poetry. Behind every photo is intention. She uses fashion to tell stories of power, vulnerability, and joy. She often says, "I don't wear clothes to impress. I wear them to express." That authenticity became the heartbeat of her brand. As her career flourished, Zanny never forgot where she came from. She stayed connected to her roots, reminding her followers that the most beautiful thing you can wear is humility. She began mentoring upcoming models, especially those who felt unseen or unheard. Her advice was always simple: don't wait for permission to shine. Zanny Vantova became more than an influencer. She became a symbol of possibility. The fashion industry, long criticized for its narrow ideals, began to shift. The rise of curvy and plus-size representation owed much to pioneers like her, who refused to sit quietly on the sidelines. She proved that confidence can be contagious, and that representation saves lives by inspiring self-belief. Her influence reached far beyond fashion. She became an advocate for women's empowerment campaigns, spoke at digital conferences about body positivity, and encouraged self-expression as a form of healing. Her presence on Instagram evolved into a movement of inclusivity. Even success didn't make her immune to challenges. Fame came with pressure to maintain relevance, to stay on brand, to please algorithms. But Zanny refused to let digital expectations define her human experience. She continued to evolve, focusing on balance, gratitude, and authenticity. Her followers admire her not because she's flawless, but because she shows that imperfection can be beautiful. They see themselves in her. Zanny often speaks about how modeling taught her patience, resilience, and faith in timing. She recalls moments when she almost gave up, when the silence between opportunities felt endless. But every delay, she says, was divine direction. Today, when she looks at her journey, from that first photo posted in uncertainty to becoming a global voice of empowerment, she smiles. Because every setback was preparing her for something greater. Her story is cinematic not because of drama, but because of transformation. Imagine it. A young woman stands before a mirror, uncertain yet hopeful. She adjusts her outfit, looks at her reflection, and smiles, not because she sees perfection, but because she sees potential. That reflection would one day inspire thousands. Zanny's journey teaches us that influence doesn't come from the spotlight. It comes from the courage to stand in your truth. Through every campaign, every partnership, every story she shares, Zanny sends one clear message. You don't need to change who you are to be beautiful. You just need to see yourself through kinder eyes. That message continues to ripple through the digital world, empowering people of all backgrounds, body types, and dreams. Today, Zanny Vantova stands as one of Instagram's most recognized curvy fashion influencers, not because she follows trends, but because she sets them. Her collaborations stretch across continents, her content inspires millions, and her authenticity has turned her followers into a loyal family. But more than a public figure, she remains a woman of purpose, one who wakes up each day knowing that her story can ignite someone else's confidence. Her feed is filled with laughter, light, and love. Every post is a reminder that confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about acceptance. It's the quiet power of knowing your worth, even when the world doesn't. Zanny Vantova didn't just find success in fashion, she found freedom in self-love. And that freedom is what makes her extraordinary. Zanny's impact reaches far beyond the digital realm. She's part of a generation of women reclaiming the narrative around beauty and worth. Through her voice and vision, she's redefining what it means to be a model, not just a face for fashion, but a face for empowerment. She reminds us that your body is not an obstacle to your dreams, it's the vessel that carries them. Every post she shares is an invitation to believe in yourself a little more. Every story she tells is proof that confidence is built, not borrowed. And every collaboration she takes on becomes a statement that inclusivity isn't a trend, it's the future. If Zanny Vantova's journey has touched you, if her courage, authenticity, and confidence have reminded you that beauty begins with self-belief, then it's time to take the next step. Subscribe to Sweet Models World. Join our growing family of dreamers, creators, and believers. Watch stories that celebrate real women, real strength, and real beauty. Because the world needs more voices like Zanny's. Voices that remind us that we don't have to fit in to stand out. Let her story be a reminder. You don't have to wait for the world to change to be yourself. You just have to start. Zanny Vantova's story isn't just about modeling. It's about movement. A movement toward love, acceptance, and fearless authenticity. And every time she steps in front of a camera, she's telling us the same thing. This is me. This is power. And you can have it too.